Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine avatara varishtaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha Yathagnir-dahika shakti Ramakrishne stita hiya Sarva vidya swarupam tam Sharadam pranamamyaham Namah Shri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukha Swarupaya Swamine Tapaharine. Namaste to you all. We have been in the third shloka, Paschaitam Panduputranam. That shloka is being discussed. In that context, we saw Drupada and Dronacharya. Dronacharya was son and disciple of Bharadwaja. Drupada was a prince and came and joined the school where all types of education is given to the children, including the arms. Bharadwaja was a muni, a sage, yet he was expert in all these things. Military science of those days were unimaginable dimension because it included celestial weapons which are very rare and unknown to the human race at present. Divyastra. And all this knowledge was given to them, and we see they were intimate friends we have seen earlier who could never think of parting. But after the school days, when he went back, Dronacharya accepted a life of poverty. He wanted to be without anything because the knowledge, power, everything was within him. He can manifest any time. What to do with a small amount of money or property or kingship, he never wanted. He had a son Ashwatthama. Drupada became the king of Panchala. And one day we saw in last class, the Ashwatthama was playing with the other children, and he wanted, all children were drinking milk and he too wanted to drink the milk. But the children made a fun of him, mixing little flour, wheat flour in the water and gave him as milk. This, when Dronacharya came to know his son has been done like this, he remembered the friendship of earlier days of school days, how they lived, how intimately they lived, and went to Drupada for a monetary help. And there we see him getting insulted. Where is the friendship between a king and a beggar? He refuses to help him in any way, not even to give a cow to feed the child. And he comes back insulted, and then he becomes the tutor, trainer, master of the Pandavas and Kaurava prince. And we see the whole, after the training as Guru Dakshina, he asks the children, Kauravas and Pandavas, to capture Drupada. The Kauravas fail, run away from the field, seeing the prowess of Drupada. Then Pandavas go, Arjuna conquers him and captures him and brings him to Guru. And then Drupada, Duryodhana the Guru, Dronacharya, tells, oh, now your whole kingdom is mine. Now one day you insulted me sitting on that throne. That throne is mine now. And I don't want to live in enmity now. I will give half of the kingdom to you. We will continue our old friendship. He gives, and he thanks, Drupada thanks him for all the kindness, this, that and all. But inside that humiliation, in front of so many things, people, Maharathis, that insult, he is also a Maharathi. We'll see what is Maharathi later on. That insult he was unable to bear. With smiling face he thanks, expresses humility. Behind the humility was his burning heart. It was trying to take the vengeance. To avenge it, he goes to a sage and requests him, I want a son who can slay Dronacharya. And that he gets the one Homa Havana, Yaga done to get that from the flames of that Yaga fire. Emerges one young boy, and that is Drishtadyumna. And another one girl appears from that fire, is Draupadi, Drupada's daughter now. Both are yajna, products of yajna. They are not, they are beyond human. They are presented from the nature as they are. So Drishtadyumna had the great birth of unimaginable dimension by birth itself, but he was to be trained. Now, Dronacharya knew that Drupada's son, born of that yajna, is his death. He knew the prophecy that he is the, but after some time he calls him and makes him a disciple, and lovingly accepts that disciple to train him in every possible way, and then makes him a perfect warrior. He gives him so much of training, including the celestial weapons, and he becomes a Maharathi. One of the Maharathis, important Maharathis, Drishtadyumna, who has formed the first commander-in-chief, who has organized the whole war field. The Vyuha formation, everything is planned and done by Drishtadyumna. And here in this third shloka, we see him tauntingly reminding of Vyudham Drupada Putrena Tava Shishyena Dhimata. Drupada Putrena Tava Shishyena. The taunting words he uses to remind him of the age-old feud that is going to destroy. He's telling whom you are embracing as your disciple. Do you know his your death? That Vyudham, the whole arrayed formation of the army is done by your disciple, who is standing as your death. And here we see the old story is being projected in that word. The whole thing now reduces to, now it is out of our subject now. A little I want to, for your information, I want to give you a little further understanding, because the occasion has come. Now Drona, on the 14th day of the war, killed Drupada. Drona killed Drupada. He is one of the Maharathis. And grief-stricken Drishtadyumna pledged to kill Drona. And when Drona was sitting in meditation, he went and chopped off his head. And then that mighty Guru, when he was in meditation, he killed. Unfortunately, on the 18th day, last day of the war, Ashwatthama avenged his father's death by killing Drishtadyumna. And the whole cycle of feud, revenge, ended with bloodshed. See how the cause was only simple arrogance of Drupada. He got the mother, what we say, Annamada, Arthamada and all that. That mother of sitting on the throne forgot the childhood days, school days, where they intimately loved each other. All was forgotten. That one sitting on the throne makes how that there are on the other side, you see ego-bound pride of Dronacharya. What he thinks of me? I can challenge, I can be a king too. How he insulted me. These two ended in the complete whole cycle of ending. So we have to be very careful that ego and all these things do not appear in our lives. We must save ourselves from. Only way is to remain surrendered to God. And every thought, every decision we take must be offered consciously to God. I am going to take this decision. Am I right? If I am not right, change my awareness, change my attitude, change my actions. Constant attitude of surrender. Pandavas won over not because of their strength alone. No doubt they were great in every way. But only thing, the opposition was equally great, because Bhishma, Drona and Kripa and all these people are on the opposite side. And by no means they independently can win. But the surrendered attitude, there will be choice given by Krishna. You can choose me or my huge army. And the option was first given to. And Krishna, Pandavas chose, Arjuna chooses Krishna. And the rest of the army, huge army he was very happy, Duryodhana getting that huge Vrishni Kula, Yadava Kula, this one, army. But this proved to be just God with you, nothing to worry. In our lives, presently, we have to cultivate unbroken thought of divine, unbroken. In and through all activities, running about in the world, activities, the inner awareness of surrender to divine must remain there. So, when we will enter to the next shloka, the fourth one. There we see Atra Shura Maheshvasa Bhimarjuna Samayudhi Yudhano Viratascha Drupadascha Maharataha. There are two lines. Atra Shuraha Maheshvasaha Bhimarjuna Samayudhi. Bhima and Arjuna are invincible. Bhima is the death of Duryodhana. In the depth of his consciousness it is there, because both were the mace fighters, Gada, and many attacks were done each other. Only Gandhari's blessing on him would have saved him, but in the depth of his heart he knew Bhima is the only thing standing in front of me as death. So Bhima, Arjuna, they are invincible powers on this earth in those days. In the next class we will discuss about the ranks in the army, how it will be in the battlefield war formation. How the military science was there in those days. We'll just to go through, you'll be wondering each one's prowess and strength and knowledge of weapons, experiences, all this will we see. And here we see, they say, Bhimarjuna Samayuti. He is comparing, in Pandavas group, there are so many equal to Bhimarjuna. He just glancing at it, Bhimarjuna Samayuti. Yuyudha, next sloka. Yudhano Viratascha Drupadascha Maharatha. Now Maharatha, he identifies a few here. Yuyudhano Viratascha Drupadascha Maharatha. Yuyudhana, Virata, Drupada. These three he identifies as Maharatha. Maharatha is one of the ranks in military. These three are, of course, these are Maharathas, and others are also there, many others are there, Maharathas. Now, Yuyudhana is the charioteer of Krishna. His another name is Satyaki. He was a mighty warrior. And he is there, as he is one of the Maharathis. Then we come about the Virat. Virat we have seen. Virat was the king of Matsyas, Matsya Desha. And there the Pandavas in exile, the last 1 year of their incognito was spent there, they go there with various disguises and takes different stays in different ways. That 1 year they hide and live there, Virat. And Virat's daughter Uttara was married to Abhimanyu, Arjuna's son. And they get the child Parikshit, who succeeded Yudhishthira and became the king of Hastinapura, and because of him Bhagavata came to light. And this is just a background. Just to know the whole picture, you must have a clear picture of what Abhimanyu is, who is it, how is it. Virat means immediately that picture must come. They are all huge powers and kings on the earth in those days. Now these are Maharathis, he says. Maharathi, there is various gradation. First is the person who walks as a warrior on foot, infantry, what we call nowadays as infantry. They are armed, but they move about as soldiers. This is the lowest rank. Padatika, who walk on the foot and fight, infantry. 12 Padadikas are equal to one horseman fighting on horse. He can fight with 12 at a time, simultaneously, of the infantry. And such 12 people, horsemen, one Gaja, one who is riding on the Ashwarohi, and this is Gajarohi. They are called Ashwarohi and Gajarohi. Ashwarohi is 12 infantry. He can fight with 12 infantry at a time. And 12 whole group of horsemen with their infantry can fight one person on the Gaja. Gaja is, he can fight with 12 such groups. Not only can fight, they is able to control them, defeat them. So then comes the Rathi, one who moves on the Ratha. 12, everything multiplied by 12. 12 times Gaja is Ardharathi. 12 times Ardharathi is Rathi. And 12 times Rathi is Maharathi. Now, most of the warriors are Rathis. All the 99 out of 99, 98 children of Gandhari are Rathis. Each one can fight with 5,000 infantry at a time, simultaneously. 5,000 infantry, they attack with their commanders and all. One person can, on the chariot, he is called Rathi. And it is not only rank, but the knowledge and experience which counts. Then 12 times Rathi is Maharathi. And 12 times Maharathi is Atirathi. Ati Maharathi. Ati Maharathi 12 times is Maha Maharathi. And these two grades of Ati Maharathi, Atirati, Ati Maharathi and Maha Maharathi has not been acquired in this earth by anyone till now who can fight with such a huge, and it has been there as a rank unoccupied by people, and it is there. They always in the scriptures they refer it to one of the small amsha power of Shiva as Rudra and of Divine Mother as Kali, who can just by a wish or glimpse of their eyes, a wink of their eyes, they can destroy the whole universe. Such power. And in whole of the history, epics and all these Puranas, we see Ashwatthama was capable of manifesting that power of Mahamaharathi. If his anger would shoot to the maximum level, and only Drona also, Bhishma, Drona and Krishna knew about it. But it was not disclosed to him, nor to anybody. Vyasa refers to these things in Mahabharata. So, this we see. Now, Rathi and Maharathi difference you see. One Rathi, Ardharathi, Maharathi, 12 times. Of the Pandavas, only Arjuna was Maharathi. Nakula, Sahadeva, Bhima and Yudhishthira, all the four are Rathis only. Out of Kauravas, all are Rathis only, including Duryodhana, they are Rathis. Or Ardharathi, Duryodhana we can take, but he is equal to two Rathis together. And when we come to only Yutsu, who separates and joins the Pandava side, when last option was given from Kaurava side, one comes out, one son of Gandhari, Yutsu. He was one Atirati. Means Rathi, Ardharati, Rathi, Atirati, Maharathi. Arjuna was Maharathi. And Abhimanyu was Maharathi. All the five Pandavas, of the Pandavas, four Pandavas were Rathi. Their children were Atirati. In the next class we'll just see about that. Were Atirati. Children were. But experiences they cannot be. the Yudhishthira or Bhima, their experiences and children, though they have higher rank, cannot be compared. But they were about their knowledge of military and formation of the bottlenecks in the war, that the enemy cannot escape. All this planning, cracking the vyuhas, all this knowledge, children were much more greater than the parents. And Abhimanyu, the youngest among the Pandavas, was Maharati. And Maharati means it is 12 times 12. Now, one Abhimanyu is equal to 144 Yudhishtiras. Unimaginable. Alone, Yudhishthira means you can understand what a great power. And such 144 Yudhishtiras is equal to one Maharati and Rati difference you see. When he is identifying a few, Duryodhana, these are Maharatis, what must be happening to his heart? He is only Rati. He can fight with 5,000 warriors at a time. But Maharati can 270,000 people he can fight with. Unimaginable dimensions. So Abhimanyu was one of the Maharatis. So Virat, Drupada and what is that? Virat, Drupada, Yudhana. Yudhana, Viratascha, Drupadascha, Maharata. When he is explaining these, you see the state of mind of Duryodhana when he is viewing what is happening to his heart. How can I overcome all these people? Formerly he was full of strength and courage because of the ego. Ego was dominating. I can kill everyone. But when all these forces have joined together, that dimension, in his side also are there. But the opponent is looking. And what could be Maharati, what could be? Nobody has occupied that. We can give that grade only to Krishna, who had the chakra, Sudarshana chakra, which is equal to all the weapons, celestial weapons together. Pashupata Astra of Shiva, and there is no comparison with any of the weapons or anything. So here we see the word Maharati is it looks like so simple when we read and go, Yudhano Viratascha Drupadascha Maharati. But what a deep meaning it conveys when we see. In the next class we will try to discuss about the ranks, how they are, and how the military science was there. With the celestial weapons were not accessible to even almost all. Dronacharya could get many things, knowledge of the things from Bharatwaja, his guru, and Drupada also. But these two got the celestial weapon and knowledge of it from another sage another great warrior who was the disciple of Bharatwaja earlier. And then Purusharama was donating all things, possessions. And Dronacharya, we have seen it earlier, Dronacharya comes to know about it and goes to see what he can get from him. He was giving away everything. And when he reaches there, everything was given away. And he says, I have only weapons, celestial weapons. Other weapons he has given away already. Celestial weapons we give you, others cannot bear or know that knowledge. So that one, and my physical body is there, that's all. He says, I will take the arms. And all the divyastras he gets from them. So imagine the powers with which they move about. That's why he embraced poverty. Because he is Purna in every way, but still he had to enter the war, you see. Okay, for today we'll stop here. We'll continue in the next class. Om Niranjanam Nityamanantarupam Bhaktanukampa Dhrita Vigraham Vai Ishavataram Parameshamidhyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namamaha.